Delta State Governor Sheriff Oborwori recently advised local government chairmen against multiple taxation to reduce the burden of forced subsidy removal on the people. The issue, which has forced many businesses either to downsize or close shop, thus hampering the development strive of his administration. The issue of multiple taxation has been a source of concern to most businesses for a very long time, and has even become more serious with the current economic hardship occasioned with the removal of fuel subsidy. But not only double taxation, but also the issue of criminals illegally and forcefully collecting levies, also known as DEVE, from public and private developers in the state. That was passed under him as Speaker of the Delta State House of Assembly and signed into law on Friday, August the 25th of 2018 by the immediate past Governor Ifeanyi Okowa. Well, this and more is what will take center stage on the show today as we talk about Delta State dealing with double taxation and illegal levies. And that's what we're having as a major one today on the show. And well, you do know, I still have my colleague, Rikemi Miriam, right here with me. And I would also be joined by no other person but Comrade Francis Onoife. He's the anchor person of Matters from the Community on our radio platform, Quest 93.1 FM, and he'll be helping us with the discussion. Good morning and welcome to you, Comrade Francis. Yeah, a quick one. What is double taxation and illegal taxation? It's better we kickstart the discussion on that term, so at least we let them understand what we truly mean on double taxation and illegal taxation.
For instance, when you talk about tax,
yes,
tax is as old as man.
Okay.
If you remember those days when even the kings were still reigning over the affairs of men, their duties was to mandate their guards to go out and collect tax from peasant farmers, for instance, and those that are coming into the territory to do businesses. So the certain amount they pay as tax to the king or to the kingdom. They use that one to run the day-to-day administration of the kingdom and also taking care of the king. So that is what transcended into the modern taxation. So tax is very legal when it comes to taxation. And also the federal government can tax, the state can tax, and also the local government, which is the third tiers of government, can also tax. But when you talk about double taxation, when you tax a good, for instance, you place tax on goods, and after paying the tax, at the point of lifting the goods to another terminal, you placing another tax again. You are doing double taxation. For instance, when you talk about VAT, which is a value-added tax, if you check it very well, in most cases, double taxation, but Nigerians don't even know. But we'll come to that anyway in the course of our discussion. Then, when you talk about illegal taxation, I don't really call it illegal taxation. It's illegal levy, because when you place levy on certain things which is not being backed by law, it's illegal. And that is what is going on today in our society. Because the money you are collecting from individuals, corporate bodies, is not going to the coffers or the purse of the government to take care of the state. So it's illegal. And
Comrade Onoife, I really want us to really understand this. Now, but the tax is necessary.
Yes, of course. Without tax, how can the government survive? So you must tax.
So let's understand that very position.
Yes,
so it's necessary. And many of other, you've made mention of 3 tiers of government.
Yes, of
all
course.
collecting tax on account. And some will argue that they do need the tax to function.
Yes, of course.
And hence we see sometimes double or even triple taxation happening in the state.
Yeah.
So let's really define it. It's not that tax is wrong, but having one commodity tax over and over, that's what the problem is.
That is exactly what I said from the onset. I said that, for instance, if you are importing goods into Nigeria and there are stamp duties, after paying the necessaries and all the stamp duties, you are taking it across the state again, maybe from Edo State to Delta State. And in so doing, the Delta State government will tax, Those state government with tax, the Lagos state, which is the terminal, with tax. It's even triple taxation. And by the time it boils down to the local government again, you tax again. At the point of lifting it, you tax. Those are multiple taxation. That is what we're talking about.
Okay, so take it from what you've said right now.
Yeah.
Let's look at the statement here. It says the taxes and levies by government agency at the federal, states and local levels have become a problem for private sector operators and they discourage investment. This is a statement from some of the members of the Manufacturing Association of Nigeria.
Yeah.
Now my question is, would you say that this number of taxes and levies are quite, well, a lot, especially in this our current economy at the moment?
Economy does not really affect taxation because if you lift tax or you give tax holiday as a result of economy, it will even help. Because for instance, the economy needs to be revamped. And you are lifting taxes, it won't help the economy. What you do, you have to monitor the tax. The Board of Internal Revenue, they should checkmate most of these nefarious activities by their officials, because by the time you give room for all these things, double taxation will take place. But when you talk about the tax, if it is lawful, it shouldn't be lifted, because that is where you help to stabilize the economy of the state. That is what I'm trying to do.
Okay, now let's look at the negative impact on this double or sometimes triple taxation on small businesses, because while we're having this discussion, just like I said in my introduction, the governor made that very statement about a month ago when local government chairman visited him, and he stated that, and he advised them to deal with the issue of double taxation, just in a bid to promote small-scale businesses in the state, which is really going through a difficult time at the moment, occasioned by the removal of fuel subsidy. So let's look at the negative impact such taxes has on the hairdresser, on the barber. And we're talking about other artisans.
Yes,
what does really this have? What impact does this really have?
I love it when you specify that, because it was holistic.
Yes.
Now you are specifying.
Yes.
When you talk about this illegal taxation and levying, I'm trying to differentiate between the two.
Of course, most
the levies placed on this, and this come from the union in most cases.
Okay.
You belong to a union, and they are levying you every month. You pay particular levy to the union. Those that are managing the affairs of the union, what are they doing with those money? That is another ball game.
So it's not only the government collecting.
No, it's not only the government. The government does not even have an issue, because government, they are legalized. They have the legal right to collect taxes, because by so doing, they use it to fund this. So when you talk about revenue generation, how will you generate revenue without collecting taxes? Those are internally generated revenues. So it is legal. But by the time individuals will now come up and say that, no, a lot of people shied away from it. Let's go into not even the barbers anyway, because those are the question of unions, and as a matter of fact. We're talking about, for instance, the transport sector, which a lot of people refer to as the agberos. But a lot of people want to shy away from it. That is the truth. The money they are collecting from the parks, is it going to the Ministry of Transportation? What are they using the money for? You take ticket from the park. Outside the park, you take another ticket, or you're going along the road, you begin to pay ticket. They collect this ticket from point A to point C or D. At the end of the day, the driver is coming back home with nothing. That is the problem we're having in this country. So who is monitoring all those things? Is it the Ministry of Transportation that is in charge of those parks? Are they the one collecting the money? And what are they using the money for? And the Ministry of Transportation, they are supposed to be using the money to take care of the roads. Yes, the roads are not being taken care of. If you go to most of these parks, they are not even being taken care of. What are they using the money for? The money is going to the pocket of some individuals. Then you are coming to barbers and all those artisans, for instance. Now there are some levies. For instance, those in charge of security, local vigilante will go and collect money from them. They will collect money from shop owners, and the state is landing with the responsibility of taking care of security of citizens. At the end of the day, you are not paying for your own security. You know, we discussed this about a few weeks ago. Now you are paying for your own security. You pay to even the police, in most cases, they will raid your shop, they will ask you to bring money. So that is the reason why I say you don't even call them taxation. They are illegal levying.
Okay, so what about this so-called monies that are collected from market women?
Yes.
Where would you classify
those one? Ordinarily, the local government is supposed to be in charge of markets. Okay. All those tickets they give to market women, they go to the local government. And in some cases, part of the money will go to the host community.
Okay.
That one is okay. It's very, very legal. But by the time somebody pay money and you give him ticket, another person is coming again and he now head you along the way as you are walking along and he say bring money again without giving you ticket, it becomes double and illegal. But by the time you issue ticket and money is being paid, that one is legal because the money is going to the local government and the host community. It's well enshrined in the Nigeria Constitution.
Okay.
Yeah, you have the next question.
Yeah, still sticking to what you said about what you just talked about, and still here in Delta State, we know that there is a law against this illegal levies, collection of such illegal levies. My question now is this: why is it difficult for the government to enforce this law? Because yes, the proclamation has come out, this collection of illegal levies is wrong, is prohibited, but it is still happening every single day. So why is the government having difficulties enforcing this law that they have proclaimed?
I love this your question. You see, the failure of the state is coming from those that are in charge of the state, not even the citizens. That is the truth. Those in charge. Because if, for instance, the Ministry of Land and Survey, the Ministry of Housing, Land and Urban Development, if, for instance, you are building a house without obtaining the necessary document to cite your house or whatever you want to cite on that very place, at the end of the day, they will come and put a mark on it. Then you go back to that place, just tip some of the officials, and they are coming back again. You start with your building, with your construction, which is very, very wrong. So if they fail to enforce it, the government should be responsible for that, not the individuals. For instance, we are talking about flood today now. If you enter the various places now in the Delta State, like Warri, Ughelli here, Asaba, you see the flood is already taking over all the whole environments. Now, what is causing all these things? There are places you are not supposed to cite your properties or your structures. Now, at the end of the day, because you tip them with money, they allow you to cite your structure there, you begin to block drainage and waterways. So these things, if you check them very well, it's the ministries. They are like a physical approach towards things. The way they do things as if maybe the ministry which they are supposed to take care of is just something that if anybody just comes in, because I know man, the way they used to put it, they allow you to do whatever you want to do.
What you've said
so it's the ministry that are responsible for that.
We should agree that when it comes to illegal levies, when it comes to transportation sector, that the transportation ministry or whoever is in charge is the one not doing his job. Yes,
of course, they know. They are just overlooking what they are doing.
Okay, what about those who collect, what about in a situation where someone buys a piece of land and is about to build on it, and then the community, the so-called
usual
deve. Okay, what about that?
All right, now, in 1977, during the time of a period of Obasanjo, there was a decree, the land use decree. Then in 1978, when I was preparing to hand over, which took place in 1979, to Shehu Shagari, alleged Shehu Shagari, it was now made an act, Land Use Act, which is still operational to date. It was in 2004. It was reviewed in 2004. Now, this Land Decree Act vested all the powers, land powers, on the state governor.
Okay.
Now, it now streamed down to the local government chairman. They are the one in charge of every land, not even in the back, because if you buy a land as a freehold, it's supposed to be 99 years. After 99 years, you are supposed to renew. Now, because in Nigeria today, for instance, let me just create a scenario. You are inside a vehicle and a policeman stops you, and you want to bring your paper to the policeman and say that let him cross-check. Even the passenger will tell you, I beg, give him money, give him no money, let's go, give him his 20 naira, his 100 naira, so that we'll keep moving. Now, you are supposed to know your rights as a driver. So you that is building land, you are supposed to know your right, but who will you run to? Because if you run to the ministry and complain to them that I bought this piece of land, I want to develop, people are coming from the community that we should pay, which is illegal in the first place. Who will answer you? You don't even have the power to do so because they will not even give consent to your complaint. So for them to do so is illegal. No community has the right to collect even the debt from them.
Comrade Francis, we do know that there's this Delta State Public and Private Property Protection Bill 2018.
Yes, of course.
And funny enough, our present governor was the Speaker of the House when that bill was signed into law. But my question now also is, let's look at this issue of DEFE and how really it has impacted. We thought the law was there to deal with it, and you've always said we should hold the government accountable of it.
Yes,
but how really rampant is this issue of diverse still around most of our communities, and how has that really impacted on development? Because we keep crying that Delta State is not achieving the economical growth it should grow.
Yeah.
But yet we're still having persons hampering it. Someone recently told me he even wanted to construct a road, help to do a road, and he was even being billed by the community he was helping to do so. And he was like, I'm really surprised. Does this still happen?
All right.
So let's look at how rampant it is and how much of an impact it has.
Let's go by a little bit down memory lane.
Yes.
How does this develop? What is the meaning of develop? It's a concept from development.
Yes.
Now what you say in develop is development.
Okay.
Now, if the government is up and doing, you put road in the community, you give them light, and their event centers, which they normally call town hall.
Town hall.
You build all those things, all those infrastructure, there's water. What would they collect the develop for? Because the develop, they say they are using it to develop the communities. So you don't have road to the community. And as you are bringing your sand into the community, maybe to start your construction, those heavy-duty vehicles, they are doing more damage to the road. So they are telling you that the money we are collecting from you, we are using it to develop the roads. They are telling you that this community, we don't have security outfits, so we want to use the money to restructure our security outfit, because the government is not even playing the role of security as a matter of securing the life and property, of those residing in those communities. We need a community town hall. We need water. We need light. So they are going to give, you know, that when they want to collect the debt, they will just say, I want us to collect the debt, you must give us this money. Oh, no, they will specify that this money is going to the king, this one is going to the IPU, UPU, DPU, whatever name or whatever community name it is. So this money they will specify that this is where the money is going to. They will even issue you receipt. And in most cases, if you say you will not do it, they will never allow you to develop. And by the time you go back to the local government to complain, they will even refer you back to the president general of that community.
So that's where the problem lies.
Yes, the problem is coming from the government, because they fail to do the necessaries. That is the reason why they are not tagging all these developmental levies to some of this infrastructure which the government failed, as a matter of fact, to take care of.
But anyway, we know it has been prohibited, and also in 2018 it was. So on what ground now do they have to say, well, you have to pay? Because it's now outlawed.
Wait, taking from what he said, let's go back to that era when there were floods, when the floods came before. And then some people, some organizations wanted to take foodstuffs to some certain areas that had issues. They got there and were about to start sharing. And someone came and said, no, you cannot share foodstuffs to these people except you pay us the VAT.
So
how is the government?
Absolute power corrupt, and it corrupt absolutely. You know you've given room to these things taking place. You are just watching this thing taking place. This development, or whatever they call. The government have given room to it. So it has eaten deep into the fabrics of the citizens or the inhabitants of those communities. They are now abusing it. Ordinarily, somebody is bringing help to your community. You are even telling the person that you cannot enter my community to render this help.
Except you pay.
Except you pay. It's abnormal. But because they have given room to this practice for more than 3 decades now to 4 decades now.
Do you see this ever going away?
It's not even going away. We are not seeing solution outside. That is, let me, because you know why? Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
You know why? Because even those in authority, they are aiding and abetting on this.
Comrade Francis on IFA, I will plead with you. Let's hold on. We'll need to go on a break now. Reminding you feel to never go away, but we need to go away now and pay our bills. And when we come back, you know we don't have Deve here. We need to go pay our bills, and when we come back, we'll continue our discussion. So we'll look at double taxation and illegal levies. There seems to be a problem. On the mining, it has been prohibited in 2018, but in some community, it still lingers. And how much of an impact it has had on development is something that's really raising a whole lot of concern among Deltans. Let's go on a break.